Hey, good morning and welcome to the 2025 Virtual University and Degree Information Fair here at Seneca Polytechnic. All of the events this week, we've showcased a variety of Seneca's partners and packed diploma to degree pathways that are available for Seneca graduates. My name is Jennifer Kloosterman, and I am one of the academic pathways coordinators here at Seneca. In our office, Academic Pathways, we support students who are looking to build on their Seneca credential and move on to another pathway at another institution. So this morning, I'm happy to have the University of Guelph joining us. We're going to have a short presentation, and then at the end, there will be time for questions. So if you do have anything you'd like to ask, you can definitely add that into the chat, and we will get to that. So I will pass it over to my colleague, Taylor, and we'll join back for the chat after.
Amazing. Awesome. Thank you so much, Jennifer. That was a lovely introduction. So yes, hi everyone. My name is Taylor, and I am the Transfer Student Recruitment Officer at the University of Guelph. And so today we're just going to I'm going to walk you through our website, and that's going to give you all the kind of information that you will need to know about how to transfer to Guelph. And then I will chat a little bit more about the pathways that we have with Seneca, and just the different ways that you can transfer from your diploma once you've completed it and how you can complete a degree at the university. So the main page that I want to start on is our transfer webpage. So this is our information for like any transfer student. So a transfer student is anyone who is currently or previously registered at a college or university. So that's key. So if you have completed at least 1 year of your diploma, of a 2 or 3 year diploma, then you are considered a transfer student and you could be considered for transfer credits. Now, on this webpage, we have all the different information. So like our upcoming deadlines. So if you're interested in applying for like your fall entry, so say your like a commonly asked question that we get asked is, can I apply to transfer while I'm still completing my diploma? And the answer is yes, absolutely. So if you are finishing up your diploma, your 3 years is ending in like say April, then yes, you can absolutely still apply for that fall entry so that you can have a continuous education, right? So you might still have that summer off, but you can definitely apply while your courses are still in and like while you're still in courses and like enrolled. What might just happen is that we might just wait for some of those final grades, or you might receive a conditional offer based off of what we have seen from your previous like diploma experience and like what you've completed so far of your diploma. So as an update for your for the document deadlines and for applications, so our kind of upcoming ones are for summer entry. So that's the March 1st deadline. And then we have a document deadline of April 1st. So document deadline means anything like your transcripts. So we require all your transcripts from all previously attended institutions. So that includes your high school and then your current college. And if you have any other college or university experience, we would also need transcripts from that. And then our fall entry is April 1st with a document deadline of May 1st. That kind of gives you some time to figure out your transcripts and figure out what you kind of need to have to transfer. Now, our general requirements, so this is like just a general idea, is that if you've completed a minimum of 1 year of study in a 2 or 3 year college diploma, then you will be considered for admission. And then in addition to presenting that minimum cumulative average, you also need to have those high school prerequisites or equivalent for the program of interest. So the example I like to give is say you are applying for one of our programs and you require your 4U English. So typically college students that are enrolled in a diploma program have completed some sort of like writing and communications course that would be considered equivalent. Now, if you're ever in doubt or you would like to just double check with us, feel free to send me an email at transferinfo@uogolf.ca. I'll share that later on too on our screen. But that's just our general email that goes to me. But then I can check with an admission counselor if you think that something might be equivalent or you're just wondering about the equivalent of some course that you might need to take. Now, each of our admission requirements vary by each program. So depending on which program you're interested in, you can kind of click on it. So I'll give you a couple examples. So a common one that we see transfer students transferring into is our Bachelor of Arts. So you can see all the different majors listed here within our Bachelor of Arts. The minimum admission requirement for a college is a 70%. So that means that it's a cumulative average between your entire, like throughout your entire diploma at Seneca. So that means that whatever courses that you've taken, as long as they average a 70%, then that's our minimum admission requirement. Now for this one, you either need, if you would like to apply to the economics and mathematical economics, then you'll need a math, so that you'll need that 4U advanced functions and 4U English. So this is where that example of the 4U English that I was chatting about kind of comes into play. So if you've taken a writing and communications course, then we would consider that equivalent to that 4U English. So you wouldn't need to take that. Now, we have different entry points. So entry points means where you can enter in a different different entry point that we have. So we have fall, winter, and summer entry points, but some programs only offer like a fall or a winter. So for example, justice and legal studies, you can only enter in the fall or winter. So you can only apply for those entry points, whereas the rest of those majors you can apply in the fall, winter, and summer. Now, that's just because sometimes the University of Guelph doesn't offer courses like throughout the summer. We don't have a full course load. So sometimes you'll notice that programs only offer a fall and winter, and that's just because of the way that our courses run throughout the year. Now, another example of this is like a Bachelor of Science. So if you are interested in any of the biological sciences or the physical sciences, you'll notice that for college, we have a 75% like minimum average. So that's cumulative across all of your diploma level courses. But then, for example, you would need a minimum final average of 75% in the 4U level prerequisite subjects. So those 4U level prerequisites are from high school. So depending on whether you're interested in biological sciences or physical sciences, then we have the list. So for example, you would need 4U advanced functions, 2 of 4U biology, 4U chemistry, and 4U physics. So you need 2 of those 3 sciences or equivalent. So what we commonly see is students transferring from, say, like biotechnology or biotechnology advanced or like programs like that, where they have actually met those prerequisites just by having an equivalent. So by taking certain biology, chemistry, or physics courses. So it just depends on like what kind of like program, like diploma program you're in right now, and what kind of major and program you want to transfer to at Guelph. Now, for students that don't have the prerequisites or equivalents, then we recommend that you get those courses through either like an adult learning center or like a accredited institution like that we have a list of on our website. You can actually just click the like link and it will take you to the government approved list of places that you can get those equivalents. And then you can also take it like through an online institution. So the University of Guelph, our admission counselors recommend like TVOILC, like any of those like online learning platforms where you can get those prerequisites. We definitely accept, and any other university institutions. So sometimes like open learning courses that are equivalent are run by different institutions. So you are more than welcome to take those, or sometimes even your college, like Seneca, might have the equivalent for us. So you're more than welcome to take it any of those accredited institutions to get those like 4U level prerequisites. A lot of time I find transfer students will take these courses while in their current courses. So they'll take those 4U prerequisites online asynchronously while they're still completing their diploma, just so that they can apply. Now, a big question that we get asked is, when do these 4U level prerequisites need to be submitted or completed? So ideally, we would like proof of enrollment by your application deadline. So when you like submit your application, we want you to be enrolled in those 4U prerequisites. Now, by that document deadline, so whichever entry point you wish to enter, by that document deadline, we would like to see either a midterm mark or final. And then in your offer letter, because we always get asked, when does this need to be fully completed? That will be noted in your offer letter. So transfer students are done on an individual basis. So if you are to receive a conditional offer, within that conditional offer, it will outline the deadline by which you need to have your 4U prerequisites and any other documents required by you that we have yet to receive. Now, speaking of documents, we can scroll down to the section of after applying. So once you've applied through the Ontario University's Application Center, so you can either apply only to the University of Guelph through this link, or apply to more than one university. Both links will take you to the Ontario University's Application Center, where you can choose. By applying only to the University of Guelph, it's a little bit cheaper because you're just making one application to one school, versus if you want to apply to more than one university in Ontario, then of course it's going to be a little bit more expensive because you have to select all those. Now, once you've applied, you need to submit all of your documents. Now, this is key. So we now have it on our document section of your WebAdvisor account. So once you apply to the University of Guelph, you will receive an email with your U of G student ID, your U of G email, And then also login information to WebAdvisor. Now, WebAdvisor is your place to monitor the status of your application. So you can see document requests, you can see where, like, what the status of your application, the processes that it's moving through, and then any other required documentation will be required here. So you will be able to see it through your WebAdvisor login. This is also where you can submit like transcripts, like unofficial transcripts. So we will use unofficial transcripts for the basis of your consideration, like admission consideration. And then if you are given a conditional offer, in that offer letter, we will outline the date that we need official transcripts. So you can read a little bit more about that here with our transcripts. So you must submit official transcripts from all post-secondary institutions attend. So that includes any high school, if you've done any college courses, your college that you are currently in, so your Seneca diploma, and then any, of course, like night school online courses that are provincially approved high school or learning center. Okay, so that just includes all the information. Now, the preferred method that we recommend that you request transcripts is through your OUAC application. So at the time of your application, you actually have an option to choose whether your transcripts are sent directly from the institutions that you previously attended. Now, if you attended high school in Ontario, then typically your high school will be one of the ones listed. We do recommend this as this is the most seamless transition. However, if your former high school, college, or university is not the ones listed on OUAC, then you will have to contact them individually and have them send your transcript from there to us at admission services at applicant@uoguelph.ca. You can see that email on screen now. If you are ever having any issues with sending unofficial transcripts and official transcripts, this is the email that you can have them sent to. However, we will use unofficial transcripts for that initial admission consideration, and you can upload them yourself through the My Documents section in WebAdvisor. So this is your own opportunity to be able to upload all of your transcripts so that you can see whether they've been uploaded, and then right beside it, it will actually say received. So you can tell once you've uploaded them and like almost immediately that they've been received. And then sometimes they do take some time, so then you can just keep checking on it. You can also see the document request section. So we will have a whole list of different ones. So you will be able to see once we have reviewed it, and then once all the required documents have been received, and then you can also see if we've requested any other ones from you. So that could be your education declaration, post-degree intent form, support letter. So moving on to a support letter, this is your opportunity to tell us more about you, tell us why you want to come to Guelph, the reasons that you chose the University of Guelph, and maybe the reasons why you haven't previously succeeded. So this is a great opportunity that if your admission average is close to it, or maybe even a little bit below the required admission average, this is kind of your opportunity to explain why, different reasons, and then maybe why you think that you will do well at Guelph and the supports that you've kind of put in place for your future academic success. So this is a great opportunity to put any of that information. It's open-ended, there's no questions, and it's just your opportunity to address your previous academic performance and just making sure that you're going to succeed later on at Guelph. And it can be submitted through a PDF file. So you just save it as a PDF and you can actually upload it on your My Documents section in WebAdvisor. So these are all key kind of parts to applying to the university. This is a little bit more information if you would like to actually submit them. Now, the big question that we get asked is transfer credits. So we do have numerous articulations and pathways for specific diplomas, but if yours is not listed, so we can actually go through all of those different things, but we have a specific articulations pathways articulation agreement and transfer pathways webpage. So you can go through and see the pathways from Ontario colleges. So for example, if we were to choose biotechnology, you can see all the different schools listed here and whether it's offered and what that course code is. So a huge one that we see is our general arts and sciences. So this is your general arts and science. The program that it goes to at Guelph is a Bachelor of Arts General or a Bachelor of Arts Honors. The difference between those two is a general program is 3 years, whereas an honors is 4. Typically students, if you are considering doing post-secondary education after this, so thinking master's or a PhD, they typically require an honors degree. But I always encourage students to do a little bit of backwards kind of work to make sure that they're choosing the right degree for them. And then For this, applicants who have graduated from this program, having passed all courses with a minimum cumulative average of 70% and a minimum grade of 70% in each of their courses, are eligible for a transfer through this pathway. And each course needs to be passed on the first attempt. And then you will receive 2.5 credits for certificates and up to 5 for diplomas. So this is kind of like a great pathway if you're thinking like you want to go to like the Bachelor of Arts. But these are all of our different pathways. So if you see yours here listed, that's great. But if you don't, then you can go back to our external transfer page, and we can kind of just go through the general transfer credits. So this is this section right here. So college students, so if you have completed a 2-year diploma, then you can receive up to 5 credits. And if you have completed a 3-year diploma, then you can receive up to 10 credits. Now, I like to note here that those 5 and 10 credits, so 5 credits is typically equivalent to around 1 year of study at Guelph. Typically, students will take 2.5 credits each semester, making 5 credits in a year. And then if you're doing an honors degree, that will take you around 4 years to complete it. Now, 10 years, if we do the math, can be equivalent to up to 2 years. Now, I do like to put a little disclaimer here that it depends on what diploma program you're coming from and what degree program you're going to at the University of Guelph, and whether those are very similar and what kind of transfer credits you will get. Now, we don't pre-assess transfer credits, so you have to apply to the university first, and then within your conditional offer, we will outline the transfer credits that you are receiving. And then you can kind of use that to look up the academic course calendar and kind of see and plan your degree to kind of see how long it will take you to complete your degree. That's what I typically recommend to students. And then once you accept your offer, meeting with your program counselor to kind of see how those transfer credits will transfer over and fit into your degree. Now, sometimes programs that are very similar to like diploma programs to the degree and the major that they are interested in and have been accepted into are very similar. And so those courses will count towards the degree. And sometimes they're a little bit not similar. And so that's why students, even though you are getting those, maybe you got those 10 credits in those 2 years worth of study, they might not fit into your major specifically. And so sometimes students still have to take some first and second year courses to kind of make up for those transfer credits that they didn't receive for that specific major. If anybody has any questions about that, I'm obviously going to answer those afterwards. But that's just kind of the general idea. So I just want to note that even if you do get the maximum 10 credits, it's not going to be, only 2 more years to complete your degree. Sometimes transfer students take 2.5, just an extra semester because they have to kind of catch up to take some of those first and second year courses that are core to their major. Now, we do our best to try to give students transfer credits where we can, and we will try to give. There's 2 types that you can get. So it's either specific or generic. So specific is for that specific course, and so whatever you've taken previously is actually equivalent to a course at the University of Guelph. So you will see that course code, and it's equivalent to something that we offer at the University of Guelph. But for example, another one that I typically give is sometimes students say from a social work program transfer to the University of Guelph, we don't have social work at Guelph, right? So then we would just give them a generic credit. So it's a certain level, a generic credit is granted when you're eligible, but it doesn't necessarily have a direct equivalent at the University of Guelph. So, and then basically to understand exactly, how your transfer credits will apply to your degree requirements, you just need to contact your program counselor as soon as you accept your offer of admission. So once you accept that, then we will kind of work with you on a one-by-one basis to make sure that you can kind of plan your degree up. Another great support that I always like to highlight is Jen McCluskey. She's in our transfer student experience side. So she's kind of there for all the programming, any questions that you have about transitioning to the University of Guelph, finding where your classes are, figuring out how to register for your courses, any of those kind of wayfinding questions or student experience questions, she's our support for that. So she's specifically for your start, for transfer students. She runs start programming alongside the whole year just for transfer students, and there's specific events just hosted for you to help you kind of transition to the University of Guelph, and kind of find your footing at our university. So she's a great resource, and once you accept your offer, within 3 to 5 business days, she will actually send you an email connecting with you to see if you have any questions. And she also meets with prospective students. So if you have any questions about student life at Guelph, our food, anything like that, any living on our campus, those kind of general questions, or living off campus, she is more than happy to answer those types of questions. If you are thinking about applying to university, and you can actually book a one-on-one with her. So she's a super great resource for that. Um, in terms of like waiting for a decision, so on your web advisor account, you will have all that information so you can see the different statuses. And then on our website, we have what they kind of mean. And then we also have like additional links, information, and links. So this is a great opportunity to kind of direct you to my email here. So if you have not applied, you can send me an email at transferinfo@uguelph.ca. And this is a great opportunity for you to just ask any questions about applying, our pathways, any questions that you have about the process. I'm the kind of resource for you to start off with. But then if you would also like to come visit our campus, you can check out our transfer events page. So if you're thinking about visiting our campus or seeing what transfer is up to, we have our transferring to the U of G webinar. So this is where I kind of go in depth about our different pathways and just different programs at the University of Guelph, a little bit more about our student life and the things that we have to offer at Guelph. But then we also have the Transferring to U of G Diploma to Degree webinar series. So this is coming up. So if you click register now, you can actually go through and see all the different diploma pathways that we have, like our specific ones. So like general arts and science, pre-health. We also have like an ECE, hospitality and food. So all the different pathways that we like specifically have with specific diplomas all across Ontario colleges, you can actually register and like learn more about that specific degree that you would be transferring into, the transfer credits that you would receive, and any more information about that. We also have our Transfer at Guelph event coming up on our campus. So this is a day exclusively for prospective students and applicants. So even if you've already applied, you can actually attend. And this is your opportunity to come ask us questions, learn about the transfer process. You can go on a tour across our campus. And then you can also have an opportunity to eat. And then this is also a great opportunity to chat with our admission counselors about the admission process, any specific questions you have about transfer credits, prerequisites, anything like that. And then you can actually also drop in and speak with any of our faculty and staff for each of our degree programs. So if you have specific questions about courses that you would be taking, or you just want to learn a little bit more about, say, the Bachelor of Applied Science, then this is a great opportunity for you to kind of check in here. But yeah, so this is a little bit more. And then we also have our pre-recorded, so our Transfer to U of G webinars. So if you want to watch any of those past ones, there's an opportunity for you to do so there. So that's just a little bit more about that. And our upcoming event is on March 5th. But yeah, and I will also put this link. This is our website link that has all the information that we have just walked through here, and then the pathways, and then our pathways page, our articulation agreements. But that kind of brings me to the end of my presentation. Thank you all so much for listening. And I feel like this is a good opportunity for questions.
Thanks so much, Taylor. Lots of great information there for students, and also those virtual events or an open house. It's always a great opportunity for students to connect, to find out more about the program and how it's all going to work. So definitely take a look at those links in the chat if you're interested. If anyone has any questions, you can pop those into the chat now, and we will go over those here and now. Get some of your questions answered. I see some people typing, so we'll just wait a second and we'll go through those.
Amazing. Perfect. Okay.
So I'll read it out. I'm not sure if my
Okay.
previous math credits meet the 4U requirement. Can I try applying with my previous school grades first? And if they don't meet the requirement, take a course to make up the 4U credit later?
Okay, so this feels like a two-part question.
Yeah.
So you can apply. So for admission, so you say like with my previous school grade. So for admission purposes, we will use your most recent education. So that would be your Seneca. If this is what you're currently in, that's what you would use for your admissions. Now, those 4U courses, if you're not sure if that math credit meets the requirement, like the 4U requirements, so like which program, whatever program that you're applying to, you'll either need to take like it's the only two maths that we would require are 4U functions or some sort of data course, and in the engineering ones we need calculus. So I would just say send me an email to see if it makes like if it like is required. So what I typically recommend to students is just send me an email with what math credits you have. So like your high school courses that you took, and then any of the math courses that you took at Seneca, just send me an email and what you think that that would be equivalent to. So whatever you need, like whatever the prerequisite is for the program that you're interested in, just send me that information, and then I will either check or I will check with our admission counselor to see if that like okay, and then if not, then we would encourage you to take a course to make up for it. Yeah.
Perfect.
Um,
And
and
then
then
grades, current grades do not transfer over to
no,
be a part of the new university GPA.
nope,
Grades will accumulate when you start at the next institution, and your Seneca grades will not be a part of university
no,
GPA.
nope. They're just used for admission purposes.
Does the University of Guelph offer any diploma or programs related to business or office admin?
So we don't have any diplomas related to that, but we do have a Bachelor of Commerce, which is our business. We do have 8 different majors offered within it, so you can check the list here. But we have a Bachelor of Commerce right here, and those are a list of all the different majors. I think you're closest to like business administration or like office admin is more like it's either accounting or like management, and even that management, economics, and finance because it has that like math associated with it, but we don't have like business administration. Okay.
So yeah, Jonathan, if you want to check that out, and if you have any questions, you can connect with Taylor or connect with us in Academic Pathways, and we can assist you.
Yeah. Perfect. Yeah. This is actually a good opportunity to highlight that we have a new one, sport and event management, and it's fully online. So I know
Yeah,
students
I
are
was
looking for those online options. This is a
yeah,
very
I was
new,
just looking at that. Yeah, students definitely looking for more flexibility, right?
yeah,
So interesting.
exactly. Yeah, and it's still within our Bachelor of Commerce, but it is fully online. So there's no opportunity to take courses in person. It is that fully online option. And it's yeah, it's really cool, but it follows the same structure as our sport and event management, but it's just a fully online option.
I want to apply to transfer after my fourth semester, although I am enrolled in a 3-year diploma. Is it okay to transfer in the middle of a diploma, or do I have to take the graduation certificate from Seneca before applying? And where can I ask, show my transcript so that I can personal overview how much credits can be transferred? So for any of the pathways, you do have to finish the diploma at Seneca. So any of the
Yeah.
information about an official pathway, that only applies if you complete the Seneca program. And I'll let Taylor speak to more on that.
Yeah, no, that's exactly it. And then if you want to complete, like say, so we typically encourage you to complete 2 years of your diploma, if it is a 3-year, so that you can have transfer credits like transfer over because you need to have it completed. You need to have completed at least 1 year to be considered a transfer. But if you've completed a 2-year, then you can get up to 5 credits. And if you complete your full 3-year, then you can get up to 10 credits. So you do get more credits transferred over by completing your diploma at like Seneca. And then once you do, then you can. But you can also apply like while you're still completing, right? Like while you're still completing your diploma, you can apply so that once you've completed your diploma, you can just kind of seamlessly transition to them because that is a common question that we get asked where you're obviously still in school. And the example that I give is when you were in high school. When you were in high school, you still applied to college and universities while you were in high school, and your admission was conditional on you finishing high school, right? But you were
Right.
still enrolled in those courses. So you can still be enrolled in your college and finishing up your semester and then applying for a transfer for when you finish. I hope that makes sense.
Yeah, and just keep in mind for students, if you are looking to apply to a degree program at a university without a pathway, so without either there is no pathway or you're not completing your Seneca program, just keep in mind there may be 12U admission requirements,
Exactly.
specifically for like engineering, science, business sometimes that would be
Yeah,
required.
exactly.
How many opportunities are there after completing my advanced diploma here at Seneca to then transfer to mechanical engineering? Um, I'll let Taylor speak to Guelph specifically, but if you, we do have the link in the chat here for the degree transfer guide, Justin, and that will outline for you the different pathways that exist for your Seneca diploma and show you where we already have pathways.
Yeah. And that I would definitely encourage you to check those out, especially because we don't have specific pathways from into any of our engineering degree programs. And I do like to highlight a little bit of a disclaimer that at Guelph, we don't have any specific pathways to our engineering, and typically college students and sometimes even university students will still take 4 years to complete their degree in engineering specifically because of the structure of our program right now. It's a very sequential order, which means students, even though you will have transfer credits and some of your like semesters might be lighter in terms of course load, you will still have to take that amount of time to complete your degree. Now, that's just for engineering because of the order of the courses, but I do like to highlight that for engineering specifically.
Yeah. And then I think we have time for one last question. So are there any entrance scholarships in the University of Guelph? I can apply by showing my transcripts, or do I have to send another application for scholarship when applying?
Okay, so we don't have any like scholarships for transfer students specifically. So you do have to apply to any of our upper years. So you qualify for any of the like upper year scholarships that we have. So any of the non-basically first year entrance scholarships you would be eligible to apply to. You can find them all on our like scholarship website. If you just search scholarships University of Guelph, we have a whole search tool that you can actually input all the information about yourself. And then it will show up with all the scholarships that you're kind of eligible to apply to based off of the criteria that you've put in. So, for example, you're coming from a college, a diploma program, you're an upper year student. So, all of those like scholarships will kind of populate and you'll be able to apply to them.
Okay. All right. Okay, so I think we're gonna end it there. Just want to say thank you so much, Taylor, for taking the time to join us today and provide all this great information for our students. And to let our students know that if you do have further questions or you're unsure about anything at all, you can connect with Taylor at the University of Guelph, or you can connect with us in the Academic Pathways office. We do virtual appointments every week. You can email us. We can definitely support you
Mhm.
as you're looking to build on your Seneca credential. So thanks
Definitely.
everyone for attending today. Hope everyone has a great day.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody.